Hi everyone and welcome to another episode of Trip and Multiverse with your host, the man who went from stardom to the top, Kyle Charles, and...
The man who ripped his wrestling shorts somehow during a match magically out of nowhere. See why, Charlie?
Wait, who did that happen to?
Oh, you didn't see it? Okay,
No.
I'll point that out.
Okay. And we are going to review and discuss the WWE's Summerslam 2023, the 36th Summerslam according to them. Yeah, it's from Detroit, the Ford Center, the Ford Field in Detroit. Yes.
So, yeah. Overall, Overall, I found it not a bad event. Yeah. There was a dud. Other things were serviceable. Aside from one match that was definitely not good, everything else was fine. Or better.
For some reason, I think I know what match you're talking about.
Yeah.
As obviously, we don't discuss this before we talk about it. So yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
Right. So let's start from the top.
Oh
Logan
yeah.
Paul...
Wait.
Sorry?
We got to start with the weird intro video. It was pretty good, but then Kid Rock was in it. I was like, this dude hasn't been relevant since like 2003.
Not only that, I assumed he was going to have a Kid Rock concert during the middle of this as well.
I was so glad we didn't.
Yeah.
I was so glad we didn't. I was like, oh really? This guy,
I was like, oh, maybe that's why they cut the Trish Becky match for Kid Rock concert. All right, fair enough.
Yeah, but...
Not fair enough, but I mean, like, at least they needed time. Kid Rock was introing. He was there. They paid him money. Fine.
Yeah.
Right? No, except not. Apparently.
Yeah, it was just weird. I was like, oh. I liked the bit after we started talking.
Yeah.
But then I was sitting there the whole time. I was like, why him?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Well, hey,
Okay.
So yeah, from the top.
Logan Paul versus Ricochet. Logan Paul coming out looking like a Hugh Jackman's Wolverine costume, kind of.
Yeah.
Which I was like, oh, fair enough.
Like, well, I got to give Logan Paul all like the costumes he's come out to wrestle in so far have been pretty good. So I give him that. He has money to spend on,
Exactly. And they didn't skimp on it. So his presentation looks good.
Yeah.
And you know what? The fact that he can physically do stuff is also good.
Yeah.
How much he practices matches is how much he rehearses it beforehand. Well, that's what we don't know. But when he's in there with people that he can do stuff with, yeah.
He even if he is practiced, for him to like, how long has he been wrestling for? Say that about a year or two now.
Well, let's go by matches because that's unfair.
Yeah.
To make it sound like he's been for a year, is like he had legit.
Right, he's been a year or two, but he's only had like 4 matches. 5, and
they're definitely all above average.
Yeah.
Way above standard celebrity.
Yeah.
I will say he did a buckshot lariat from the inside to the outside.
That was dope.
Where Ricochet's head, because I was like,
yeah,
if it was in the area where it was the rampway, fine, yeah, but it was close to the corner where the fans sit, and I was like, is he crumbling slowly just in case, because he don't know how far back he can go?
Yeah.
And then probably Logan Paul, when he caught him as well, he kind of tucked his head in away from that.
Yeah,
they did the apron Spanish fly spot, and then they did a standing one.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
Yeah,
it was definitely yeah. I like it was I wouldn't say it was a cruiserweight style match, but it definitely was a spectacle.
Yeah, big time. It was a good match to start off the pay-per-view as well, if I'm honest.
Yeah. It was a good opening match, except for the ending where Logan Paul won with the brass knucks. Now, I don't know if I would say... Would you say Logan Paul beating Ricochet straight up clean would have been better than cheating?
No.
Okay. But would you have had Logan Paul hit him with the brass knuckles and then do something else, like a shooting star press or something to actual finish?
No.
Oh, you think the brass knuckle...
Yeah, it makes sense because, like, obviously, if he beat Ricochet clean, it's kind of like, oh, wow, you're saying this extreme part-time wrestler can be a...
Wait, but then he beat The Miz.
Yeah, but
last year.
Did
he beat The Miz last year? You said it was... Not to call you out, I can't remember if you said that was alright because of where the Miz was in the rankings.
Yeah, because there's the Miz, and like to be fair, the Miz has done everything. So
no, yeah, but it's worse for the Miz because he was champion not too long ago. Before this, it was like
but he was like transitional champion.
Yeah,
it doesn't really count.
To be fair, he was, but where's Ricochet in the rankings? Lower than the Miz.
He's lower than the Miz, but if say they want to like push Ricochet.
Yeah.
And he loses clean to, again, a guy who's wrestled like 5 times in 2 years.
Yeah.
You know, clean. And like he's a heel as well, so it kind of makes sense for him to win with underhand tactics. So I was alright with it.
Okay. On to the... Oh, any other comments before we move on to the next match?
Trying to think. There was some spots. There were like a lot of good spots.
I wouldn't necessarily say they're convoluted, but this is the type of like when you see Ricochet matches, you know you're in for athleticism.
Yeah.
And that's what Logan Paul can do as well.
Yeah.
So they kind of play to their strengths.
Yeah, because I did like when when Logan Paul did he did a call out to Hulk Hogan and did the big boot and then the leg drop. Whoa, a split leg drop. I was like, that's pretty amazing for you to do a split.
So the Hogan Paul, as they called it.
Yeah, I was like, that's good. And then when he did Braun Strowman's running Power Slam, I was like, I kind of forgot they were a tag team. So that's a good like reference back there. I was like, yeah, that's cool. That Ricochet.
Yeah, and I saw a picture afterwards where Logan Paul, he's still in his Wolverine costume.
Yeah.
Ran to watch, basically made the intro for his brother's fight that he was having.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. You like an Instagram picture where Jake Paul is like got all his MMA stuff on, and Logan Paul's to the side of him, wearing the Wolverine costume. So, all right,
good on him. I wonder how they done that. Wait, where was his brother's fight?
I don't know. I just saw a picture of it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. He probably logistically could make it, but explains why he's match went on first.
Oh yeah. I actually but it made logical. Even if you reordered the card, I think that match would have been. I would still put that first.
Yeah,
because it made the most sense.
Yeah,
it was a hot opener, kind of gets the people in the mood. Ricochet playing the face and Logan Paul being the heel that he is naturally.
Makes sense.
Yeah. All right, onto the second match, Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar, which, by the way, I thought was going to be way later on on the card.
Same. I thought.
Well, no, even if you went way later on because it was 4 hours long, maybe in the middle, somewhere.
Yeah.
But is it because Brock likes to get in and out and just go home?
Probably.
Okay.
Probably. And to be fair, even though it technically wasn't a no holds bar match, it kind of was a no holds bar match, so you can't really have that close to the main event, really, could you?
I liked how this match went, where Brock was brutalizing him from Cody from the beginning.
Yeah.
Cody spamming him disaster kicks, by the way, but Brock, just manhandling Cody and then throwing him out outside, just F5s and stuff like that. Just like, get the count out. I'm gonna go home. Just count. And then Cody had his heroic second win. But what it looked like to me as well is that they did it that way. So like Brock could have battered him, if he wanted to. He just got a bit cocky,
Yeah.
And it was done in a way that it didn't harm Brock for doing it because he's the beast, right?
Yeah.
So when he did take the loss, it was like, actually,
and like
you know what?
Saying,
Carry
on. Sorry.
I was going to say, if he just maintained the advantages instead of just running back to, walking back to the ring and letting Cody have those breathers, it would have been, it might have been went his way.
Yeah, and I liked, the whole Cody fighting from the bottom. Like, he'll get a rush, he'll get, his little bits in, and then, nope, Brock just, throws him halfway across the ring, stuff like that. Like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
There's a real David versus Goliath sort of match, which was very entertaining.
Yeah, and the triple crossroads at the end.
Yeah.
I thought maybe Cody was going to go for a different, have a new. People do kick out the crossroads.
Yeah.
And usually does 2 of them in a row or something to put someone down after they kicked out the first one before.
Yeah.
So at some point, he's gonna have to make a new finisher, maybe.
I don't. Yeah, probably at some point. But I'm trying to think. Cause
I mean, he could have done 2 crossroads in a row here, and then went for whatever new finisher he decides he's going to go for.
Yeah.
Obviously, cannot be the vertebraker because goddamn that.
Yeah, about to say that. Yeah, also he called it Dim's Fire, a Zelda reference. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's particularly safe to do on everyone. And if you tried the vertebraker on Brock, jeez.
But Brock, he would survive.
Yeah, he nearly broke his own neck and survived. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you know, if he can't kill himself, then no one could kill him. So you know.
This is the match, by the way. You did not notice that Brock's MMA trousers just split in the middle.
No, I did not notice that.
Okay.
Like, there's one bit where I thought something looked kind of weird.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I was watching it, and then it was like, they're all dark coloured, they're black coloured with the logos and stuff. And then you see a tear section on his leg, and I'm like, oh, maybe just ripped like the fabric on the side or something. No, later on, Cody's giving crossroads, yeah?
Yeah.
And Brock's got his you can see his well, whatever underwear he was wearing underneath.
Yeah.
Probably his gym, the stuff that you wear underneath it.
Yeah.
Not his what's it called? The protector, not the cup.
The cock piece thing.
Yeah. The cod piece thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. Yeah. And then at the end when he went to shake Cody's hand.
Yeah.
And Brock was holding his own ribs. I thought, maybe he's just putting the material from the split because it is split right in the middle, by the way.
Yeah.
So then, like, it was almost like a Roman gladiator, not a skirt. What do they call it? Tunic thing?
Yeah, toga. No, toga's the
No. But yeah,
the tunic.
anyways,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but no. Brock was like, the attitude's like, yeah, well, it's torn, and what? I'm just gonna continue. I was like, fair enough, Brock.
Yeah, because Brock doesn't care.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I did like that Brock gave Cody the thumbs, like he took his MMA gloves off, like he was gonna really shoot on Cody or something like that, and I was like, nah, that's very likely not gonna happen. They're gonna have a fight after the fight, right?
Yeah.
But then he took his gloves off. Cody went for a handshake. Brock leaned in, like, oh, you don't know what Brock's gonna do. Brock went hugged the guy, then raised his hand. So I was like, all right, yep. Yeah.
Brock.
So Cody for to win the title. Cody to beat Roman.
Yeah, this is his arc, innit? He's gonna beat all the whatevers he can on the way to slay the dragon that is Roman Reigns.
I did think as well their previous matches made a lot more sense that they were quicker, and then this was the
length
by Brock standards quite a lengthy blow off.
Yeah.
Even though it was like a 17-minute match, not even 20 minutes, but
oh wow, that is still quite long for Brock match.
Yeah. And Brock was bothered.
Yeah.
Like
I was saying, I've always said Brock. I personally like he's one of the best wrestlers ever because like even when he's not bothered, he still sort of puts on a good show. But when he's bothered, like this match,
I tell you what's also funny is when he was bothered with Omos as well. So
that's what I'm saying.
That was a strange one.
And realistically, should he be bothered?
No, that's the thing.
Yeah, but he was. So, yeah.
All right. Next match. The Battle Royal. The what's it called? SummerSlam Battle Royal, which is just there to get everyone on the card.
The Slim Jim SummerSlam Battle Royal. Yeah.
Oh yeah, where they had the Slim Jim advert play.
Yeah, which was awesome.
Yeah, I think this was one of those get everyone on the card matches, give a good payoff sort of thing.
Which was, I enjoyed it though. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. I want to say at this point as well, they built it like LA Knight getting the win wasn't surprising.
Yeah.
The fact that what was surprising was LA Knight came out, a whole bunch of people in the ring. LA Knight came out, you thought, okay, it's the last person. Nope, AJ Styles music plays, and then AJ goes in the ring, and then you're like, all right, he's the final person, fine. And then Omos comes along, and you're like, all right. So there's a good couple of surprise entrances. Well, the thing is, the people that got a televised entrances are the favourites, right?
Yeah.
Even though AJ hadn't been around for a while.
But you know what I found hilarious, yeah?
What?
All right, so Miz got an entrance, makes sense.
Oh, yeah, so yeah.
LA Knight gets an entrance, makes sense. Mm-hmm. AJ gets an entrance, makes sense. Omos, because he's a giant, it makes sense.
Yeah.
The United States champion didn't get an entrance. He was just in the ring. And I didn't know he was there until someone said Austin Fury. I was like, oh yeah, Austin Fury. Austin Theory. I was like, oh yeah. Huh.
Yeah. And here's the thing, right? I was like, oh, why didn't he get the US title defending match? He was in the match. I didn't even know he was in the match.
Yeah.
And not that I was not paying attention because there's loads of bodies, but the thing is, he didn't. Like I said, there was no. You don't know everyone in that's already in the ring. They're just there at that point, you know. A whole bunch of. And I was like, oh, why didn't he defend his title? Why wasn't he on the card? It turns out he was actually.
Yeah.
And he held his title since
last year SummerSlam apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember that.
Oh yeah.
He beat,
something around that time. Yeah.
He beat Lashley and Seth for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. And
so and little bit. Well, just to point out as well, and we're gonna we'll get to Comfort in a minute. So, all right, let's talk about the MMA rules match.
Wait.
Oh, sorry, go on.
Didn't we say the finish? Because
I said that LA Knight won.
Oh, not like it was the last three, right?
Oh, yeah, go on.
Ring. It was. Remember, LA Knight, Sheamus, and AJ.
Yeah.
And AJ got eliminated by Kieran Cross because he's got a feud and he pulled him out of the ring.
Yeah.
And I legit forgot because I was watching the match and I saw this guy with long hair. I can't remember the back tattoo, but I wasn't paying too much attention. Like, who is that? And when you do this, I'm like, oh yeah, that's Kieran Cross. Because I'm too used to him having no hair.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, he's got hair. So yeah, he pulled out AJ. Sheamus and LA Knight had a bit of a thing in the ring. And LA Knight eliminated him, and the crowd went wild because it's his game. Yep. And
did you win? Wow. Did they win anything for doing the SummerSlam Battle Royal, like title shot or what? I
think they get a title shot at something.
Or an any particular title shot?
No, I don't think they said.
You know, logically speaking, they should get a US title shot because Austin Theory was in this match and he didn't win it.
I think they probably get a title shot. I think it might be on the brand they're on, and LA Knight's on SmackDown, so you probably will get a US title shot again.
Well, they should have. If Austin Theory was in this match, he could be just like, if Austin Theory wins it, he gets to choose his opponent. Everyone else who wins it gets a US title shot. Then you could have just kind of at least made something relevant.
Yeah, well, though they said, not. I'll probably work it into like a story, or whatever. But it's like the Andre Giant Battle Royale. You just win the trophy. Nothing really comes from it, does it? But
it's true. It's true.
Because I know they're saying not LA Knight. Sorry, Theory's got a match against Santos Escobar on SmackDown next week for the US title. So I think whatever comes out of that, they'll probably LA Knight will probably feud with whoever wins that match, and then he'll win that title. Yeah. So that should be interesting. Yeah.
All right. So that's that. MMA rules match. Shayna Baszler versus Ronda Rousey.
Yes.
What can you say about this match?
It was a match.
It was a match. Yes. That's about it, really.
You know what? I feel like if the crowd was a bit more involved in it, it wouldn't be that bad. But because they were kind of dead, the crowd, it kind of made the match.
I feel like it's because I think they would have been better off. Okay, first of all, there were two cool things here. One was Shayna's roundhouse kick.
Yeah, that was dope. Yeah.
And the other was Ronda's on back climbing knee.
Yeah. That was dope.
Other than that.
Yeah,
it's weird. It's weird to say, right? But when Ronda Rousey's throwing people, like the referees that came in the ring,
yeah.
So Shayna got kind of, I don't want to say rocked, but then then they had the referees tend to Shayna, and then Ronda's like, no, this match is not going to finish right, and she grabbed the referee and throws them about the floor. She does it proper judo throw, which does not look. First of all, it doesn't look like you're taking care of your opponent, right? Because you're just actually flinging them. But secondly, it does not look theatrical, even though it's legit.
Yeah,
I think that's some of the problem with stuff like actual maneuvers that are designed to hurt. They don't look great.
No.
When you're doing something that it's like, okay, you've seen Batman Begins where Christian Bale's just flailing his arms about, kind of, right?
Mm.
And that was based on they call the Kensei fighting method or something like that. And they said, oh yeah, they wanted to make more theatrical and dramatic on screen, so they make it like a bit wider, right?
Yeah.
Because it's more compact. And it's like, no, that just makes it look like he's flinging his arms.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's the reverse. But
yeah,
I was like,
yes.
you need to. Like, I think Ronda needs to make it look like she's working with her opponent a bit more, because that's what we're used to seeing in wrestling.
Yeah.
And I know they did try to do it as an MMA style match. The thing is, I think they'd have been better off doing and this wasn't a long match, but it felt long, right? They would have been much better off just doing a really fast sprint style pro wrestling match.
Yeah.
Just coming in, just coming in. Blasting each other.
Yeah, it probably would have looked better on screen. Yeah. Or if they did this MMA match, they should have done it like a cinematic sort of match instead. Obviously pre-record it and then edit it to make it look like a lot more epic.
Yeah, because they're throwing punches, but then in wrestling we see punches that are thrown with a lot more oomph.
Yeah.
And sold much more dramatically. Obviously, in MMA, you do the opposite, where you try to not sell that you're hurt.
But we'll see.
So,
where it goes.
Well, look, this was a match. That's the best way I can put it.
Yeah.
Was it great? Was it something? It was definitely something.
Yeah, it was something. It did what it had to do.
Yeah. And the fact that Shayna Baszler won was a good thing.
Yeah. I was like, okay, good on them. But let's see where this goes.
Well, yeah, because she's staying. She's not going. She's not the one. Yeah.
But we don't know when Ronda's actually going. But hey,
yeah. Assuming her last match was SummerSlam. Assuming, anyways.
That'd be a weird way to end a feud where it's not really definitive, but whatever.
Well, she did choke. Yeah, she did choke her out though, so I think that's pretty definitive.
Yeah, due to shenanigans. So.
Well, I wouldn't say specifically, because I guess they wanted to protect Ronda somewhat as well.
Yeah.
In case she does come back.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't necessarily do for some shenanigans.
Yeah.
The only shenanigans you could say was because the referees came in there to check on like Shayna. But,
it could be. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay. What did you think of the What was your thoughts on the match?
It was serviceable. Wasn't good. Wasn't bad. It was, like you said, it was a match. The crowd kind of made it even more. Made you realize how long it is, that match. Like, oh well, there's no crowd participation.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, is it? The void is what made it feel much longer than it was.
Yeah. If the crowd was into it, then it may have covered up some of it not being great. But
yeah.
Yeah. But we'll see.
Okay. So next match, Intercontinental title match, Gunther versus Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
Oh boy. These these guys just like smacking each other, don't they?
Yeah. This match was not in a bad way. It was 90% chops, and it was awesome.
Yeah. I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. Probably the best match.
It was what I was expecting from these people.
Yep.
Is what I expect from Gunther style matches.
Yeah.
Thank goodness he's gonna break the Honky Tonk Man record.
Yeah.
I say that, thank goodness. I'm just saying, in a way, that Honky Tonk Man was extended his title reign by shady means.
Yeah.
Whereas Gunther, even though he's a heel, is winning his matches by exactly the means that he should be.
Yeah, exactly. So it's glad that, even though if Drew did win, it would have been pretty good. But yeah, you want to roll with Gunther. You don't want to really.
Yeah.
I
think at this point as well, where it was so close to, he needs to hold it for another month or so.
Yeah,
so I don't think they would have him lose it.
Nah, it's not worth it yet.
And if anyone is going to break that record, Gunther is the man.
Yeah, exactly. You have to, because
Yeah.
he is the ring general. So
Yeah. And I'm glad he's getting a good push.
yeah. And like, it's one of his matches as well. Even in defeat, Drew McIntyre comes off looking dope.
I don't think anyone, by the way, in Gunther match, he doesn't never make them look like jabronis.
No.
Like, he's a brute.
Yeah.
No. He comes in a way. He's a brute that knows how to fight. That's the thing. He's a strategic brute. Is that the best way I can put it?
Yeah.
I think maybe. But yeah, he's not like it. For example, he's a brawler like what's his name, Braun Strowman or even Sheamus, right?
Yeah.
He comes there and he's just kind of chipping people away with his power game.
Yeah.
With chops and clotheslines, by the way, the most basic of moves, yeah. But if he hits them, and it's like woof.
That's why he is like what his nickname is, the Ring General. Like
just as the finish after he did a splash on McIntyre, picked him up, clotheslined the hell out of him.
Back before that, I liked how as well he did a splash earlier because normally that beats his opponents. No, so he's like, all right. I've thought this through. I'm going to splash him, pick him up, give him a clothesline, pick him up off the clothesline, and then powerbomb him. I was like, wow.
And there's somewhat of protection for Drew because when they were jockeying for precision at the top rope, he got through Drew down and Drew crutched himself. Yeah. Well, he didn't crutch himself. He threw him down and it just happened to fall into where the top rope was. It was like, all right, fair enough.
Yeah.
It wasn't like he cheated or did that on purpose because they would signal that they did that. Yeah. No, he just happened to do it in a way where you're like, okay, fair enough. Accidents do happen.
Yeah. I was like,
and if it happens multiple times,
then you're the problem. But yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it was good. Yeah, I was because even when he hit that Claymore, I was like, he may win this.
Yeah, I was like, okay. Not that I didn't want Drew to win. If he won, fine. But it was just like, oh, but what come for?
Yeah, but dope. Even if Gunther did lose it, he still would have the modern day longest reign of Intercontinental title. Yeah, but he'll get the proper title for it, innit? Yeah.
All right. Next match, World Heavyweight Championship match. Seth Rollins.
Yep, Seth freaking Rollins. Yeah.
Champion, the World Heavyweight Champion versus Finn Balor.
Yes.
I actually think this match was much better than the Money in the Bank match because I believed in Finn Balor.
Yeah.
Like, not saying that I thought definitively where we were going to lose, but then he came out of here. He came into this match. And during the match, he looked more like, I'm a guy who's got a handle on it.
Yeah.
I can do it.
Yeah. This match was more like, it's a 50-50. Like, the Money Bank one, everyone kind of knew Seth was winning. But this one came like, oh, maybe not. And it was a lot better match, this was. Like, even though I didn't think that Finn was going to win it anyways, right? Those moments, I did. I was like...
No. I was going to say, there were moments that he caught me.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll give it that. Yeah.
Where, like, he kicked out with the pedigree. Seth Rollins kicked out with coup de grace. Coup de grace. Balor gave him a pedigree as well. Balor gave Rollins pedigree. And then you had our boys from Judgment Day come out.
Because I think, didn't he...
Boys and girls.
I think he was kicked out of one stomp before. No, he didn't. No.
No, that was towards the end. He kicked out one.
Yeah,
And I think the finish made sense because, first of all, I don't know how long they're going to extend this feud because it wasn't like I wouldn't say it was a definitive loss, but it was definitely a closing kind of loss. He's just got to beat him cleanly. Yeah, because of Money in Bank, Finn Balor got beat because of some stuff, just distractions. But also he got beat because of distractions. But then, how many losses can he take from Seth Rollins?
Yeah. That is true.
So yeah, Priest came in to give Finn Balor the briefcase to use as a weapon.
Yeah.
And he's like, nah. And then, Rollins gave Balor a stomp, which then, he kicked out of. And I was like, oh, okay, because I thought that was going to be it.
Same was like, ooh. I was like,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, that's when Rollins tried to take out the rest of Judgment Day.
Yeah.
And then Finn gets the coup de grace, as we're calling, as we said before, and Seth Rollins kicks out. I thought, oh, okay, maybe this is it. But I was like, wait a minute,
Yeah.
Well, I know who's getting pushed and who isn't, right?
Yeah.
Because maybe he'll bust out. I thought actually maybe he was going to bust out the demon for this, but then I thought nah, because it wouldn't. He bust out the demon in reference to the SummerSlam match they had years ago.
Yeah.
Which would probably make more sense. However, because he wasn't the demon, I was like, I was probably going to lose.
Yeah, because if he was demon, I reckon he would have to win, because if you don't,
Yeah, especially since he took the loss to Edge before. Anyways, so Damian Priest slides in the briefcase.
Yeah, because Finn was saying, slide it, give me the briefcase. And then Damian Priest, this whole bit for me, I was like, how he did it was like, that's good acting. Like, he looked reluctant to do it. It's like, okay. So he slides it in, walks round to distract the ref.
Yeah.
And then when Finn's trying to scramble to get the briefcase, Seth hits him with a stomp, gets the free.
On the briefcase.
Yeah. And then...
And I was like, oh, that's quite a neat way to finish it, the match.
And then...
The thing is that... Sorry.
Oh, go on.
No, you go.
Oh, no, I'm saying, like, then when you see the camera looking at Damian Priest, he was like... just his face is like... you got me to help you and you failed.
The other thing is, which makes this even more jokes for me, is so you distract the referee. Damian Priest, you distract the referee so Finn Balor can reach the briefcase. Once Finn Balor's get pinned though, and you can see directly what's happening, you're like, this is the time where I jump off the apron, and stop my distraction. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I tell you that doesn't make any sense because it happens all the time in wrestling when things like that happen.
Yeah.
At least some people just like after they shout at the referee and stuff, like they turn around to drop off the apron in the other direction. Not necessarily in the direction, but so they're facing away.
Yeah.
So you throw your arms out the referee, you turn because you got to be dramatic, and then you drop off the apron, right?
Yeah.
No, he drops off the apron facing forward.
Yeah. And they're like, maybe he was just like, you know what? I didn't want to do it, then we did it, and then you're gonna blame. No matter what happens, I'm gonna get blamed for it. So it's like, you know what?
Yeah. Do you think it's Do you think it's Damian Priest's time to go and take over Judgment Day?
I don't want him to at the moment because I want Judgment Day to stay like a faction for a while, all four of them for a while. But I don't know. We'll see. I don't really want it to happen, but we'll see.
All right. Yeah. Well, the thing is, I'm waiting for the point where Dominic Mysterio takes over as leader, just for the jokes.
Oh, that's when you know it's going to be on its way out. To be fair, even though it'd be jokes, but like,
what do you mean? It'd be like when The Rock took over the Nation of Domination.
Yeah, but The Rock's The Rock. Dominic is known for being a.
Dominic is Dominic is no Rock. That's the best way I could put it.
Yeah, so it'd be a bit.
He's a different kind of heel, anyways.
Yeah. And
I don't think he could turn face the same way that The Rock turned face and get and carry himself in that position because his heel mannerisms are different.
Yeah. I think the only way he could become a face is when he reconciles with his dad. Whatever happened. Yeah. It's the only way Dom can really become a face. But
they should have. You think they should have held off Rey Mysterio being in the Hall of Fame until that point?
Nah.
Okay. You think it was better when Dominic and Judgment Day just got up during the middle of Ray's Hall of Fame speech and just walked out?
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I enjoyed for the heat of it. And also, I'm sure, like they when they say, "Oh, behind the scenes," like they discussed that behind the scenes. It wasn't be like, legit.
Yeah. Because it kind of added to the story, like their story. So I was like, yeah, I'm good with this. But we'll see what happens next with this
okay.
malarkey.
Mm-hmm. All right, women's triple threat world WWE Women's Championship match. I was gonna say the world. I was like, wait, world champion? No, it's Rhea Ripley. So Asuka versus Asuka's champion versus Bianca Belaire versus Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair just turning up and winking at the camera and then getting title shots because that's how things happen nowadays. Apparently.
Well,
not just for her though, because John Cena one time he was out for an injury or something like that.
Yeah.
Jericho was champion and John Cena just like yo, and then he got a title shot. Same, I guess, as well when Cena came back from a long hiatus a couple of SummerSlams ago. He challenged Roman Reigns for a title shot and he got it. And it's like, okay.
Well,
I mean,
realistically, credential-wise, yeah, they should be able to do that. If we're honest, think about it. 15-time champion.
You're talking about favoritism.
It's not favoritism. If you won something,
you're talking about
X amount of times, obviously.
No, I feel like okay. It just comes to me like your best employee comes up to you and goes, yeah, give me what I want, and you give it to them all the time. You're the chump. No, I'm joking. I know I'm exaggerating, by the way, how Charlotte Flair gets her title shots.
Yeah.
But it's weird that no one else. It's weird that no one else gets title shots that way. I'm sure you must have thought, okay, this is a bit wacky because this is the reason why. When Becky Lynch had a match with Carmella a couple of SummerSlams ago, the birth of the man, right?
Yeah.
And then Charlotte Flair was like, oh yeah, I went in, and then just suddenly got in. Even though Becky Lynch was saying, wait a minute, I had to go and fight all these contenders and prove myself to get to this point, and you're just like, hey yo. But
story. I always see it as a story. Makes sense.
Look. This match was good anyways. I'm just exaggerating the added Charlotte Flair ingredient to the mix.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed this match.
That was good.
I did find. I think everyone had a decent amount of chance winning that here as well.
Yeah, it never seemed like no one was gonna win. I mean, one person was gonna win. Yeah.
Except, okay, the only time I thought, okay, maybe Charlotte's gonna win is because Bianca Belaire started selling her knee.
Yeah,
she got flipped. Something happened and she started selling her knee, and then later on she got flipped outside from the in ring, which. From the angle, you don't know what hit what, actually. You just say her hand slapped the ring steps.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah. And then they kept trying to play it over somewhere. I was like, okay, I guess. I'll just go with it because I'm enjoying the vibes. So.
Yeah, and then she had to get help to the back while then Asuka and Flair continued their match.
Yeah.
And then she got a big cheer for coming back.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, this is going to be Charlotte Flair winning with a figure 4 somehow, a figure 8 even. I did like her. There was a spot where both Bianca and Asuka were down, and Charlotte moonsaulted both of them. Okay, fair enough, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, but then after when they kicked out, and I think her thigh landed or knee area landed very close to where Asuka's neck was.
Yeah.
I was like, oof, that could have been knee to the throat, which wouldn't be good.
Yeah.
Anyways. Then she grabbed Asuka on the right side and Bianca on the left side, and she grabbed Bianca's right leg and Asuka's left leg, and tried to do a figure 4, and then Corey Graves like, I don't think that's anatomically possible.
I don't think that's physically possible.
Even though I'm like, how are you gonna wrangle this? Because you need to first of all probably get both of their same legs, not both of their opposite legs.
Yeah.
Because you can only twist one leg the other way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, but then she got pushed up, and I was like, okay, well, at least they built up to let it down in a particular way.
Yeah.
Because it couldn't happen. It was impossible to happen.
Yeah, it was pretty weird, but it was good. It was like, I could see she was in adrenaline, in her soul, and then she Cody reference, and then she's like, yeah, this ain't gonna work. It just stopped. I was like, yeah. Good
and then when she had the figure 8 on Bianca Belaire, I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no. Not oh no, oh Charlotte's gonna win, but it's like, yeah, this is another well, Charlotte's gonna win, right?
Yeah,
They built towards this.
And then boom, no. Asuka misted her, and then went to do a cheeky kick on Bianca, and she's like, nah, and then rolled her up for the 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Which I enjoyed.
Yeah. It was good. And then, yep.
Go on, you do it.
Dong, dong, dong. And then, that was Booker T. But anyway, you hear Io Shirai's music, and her and Bailey come down to the ring, beat up both.
What it's funny is, so Io Shirai's got the briefcase, she's coming out, and then she sees Charlotte Flair. Yeah. Like she's pointing at it. She throws the briefcase to Bailey, and Bailey's like, "All right, I'll whack them.
Yeah.
I'll hit them."
And then she beat up Bianca, who was already like still in pain from just getting banged up. And then boom, she hits the moonsault, and she wins the WWE Women's Title.
Yeah, made perfect sense to me though. I was like, okay.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, it's a good one.
Yeah.
Especially because of...
I'm not, by the way, I'm not a fan of quick title changes. However, anyone who won the women's title match would have probably got done anyways with... say Asuka won the match, she would have cashed in on her anyway. So
yeah.
In some ways it didn't matter, but other ways it's like just gave Bianca the title just to lose. At least then though you got different strands that come out of this, because then everyone who in that women's title match can say, "Look, I want a piece of you, Sky." Yeah. And then you got the entire Damage Control, but Dakota Kai coming in celebrating with the girls.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah. Then you've got your kind of 3 versus 3 match.
Yeah. But Io Sky, apparently, because I watched the press conference afterwards, Dakota Kai's not nowhere near to be ready yet, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. Oh, bless her.
All right. WWE World Title match. Well, no, WWE Championship Title match. Yeah, Heavyweight Championship Title match.
Wait.
What do they call Roman Reigns now? The Universal World Heavyweight Title.
Yeah, undisputed Universal Champion.
Yeah. Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso.
Yes. This match.
I was like, okay. I was kind of with it most of the way until the finish.
See, I get the finish. Because I saw people moaning about it. It's like, oh, you people. But the finish, once we get to it, I'll tell you why the finish kind of makes sense to me.
Well, it's not that it didn't make sense or anything like that. It's just, so prior to this, did they put Jimmy Uso in a hospital?
Yeah.
All right, then speak about the meat of the match, and then we'll get to the end of it, because I don't want to just jump from there to there.
All right. So yeah, this match was fought under tribal combat, which means anything goes really, and whoever wins becomes the new head of the table. And yeah, it was quite a physical match. It was like kind of like plotting and stuff, like obviously to sell the whole family fighting each other.
Yeah.
And yeah, there was bits where you thought Jey could win, even though he wasn't going to win. But they built up bits with like, maybe they might do it. Maybe they're crazy.
Maybe they would have Jey Uso have a short title reign,
and
then bring it back to Roman. But then the problem is, then you've got a blip in Roman's long sustained title reign. So I don't know if you want to do that, considering how much stock you put into him.
Yeah, and then so that happened. Halfway through, Solo came in and helped the Roman, and was just like destroying his brother for a bit. And then Roman accidentally spears They accidentally hits Solo, and Solo's like, dude, what? And Roman's like, no, come on, man, it's all right.
I didn't mean to speak you, man. It's all good.
Yeah. And then there's a bit where they're on the outside the ring near the barricade, and Roman's like, yeah, help me up to Solo, and Solo's like, nah, dude, what you doing? And Roman's like, what? Come on, man, I'm the tribal chief. And then Jimmy comes out from nowhere and spears him through the barricade.
Yeah.
And this kind of
You mean Jey. So Jey comes
sorry.
out.
Yeah, he spears him through the barricade. And then Jey, wise hyped up on adrenaline, basically takes out Solo by putting him through the announce table, just like Solo did to Jimmy a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And so you're like, okay, Jay's even the playing field. He should.
And I must say, at this point in the match, it's quite a lengthy match actually. I did not expect it to go this long.
No, but it didn't feel long until.
Yeah,
I think, oh wow! So,
okay. Yeah, they paced it in a way that it wasn't slow, but it wasn't fast. It kept a certain amount of things going at certain points.
Yeah.
Where when you break it down, you're like, all right, they haven't done a lot at certain points, but they always hit key points.
Yeah.
To get reactions.
To the next point. Yeah. I was like, oh, okay, it's good so far.
So you're saying you put him through table, yeah?
Yep. And then they get in a ring, Roman and Jey.
Main event Jey.
Yep. Jey gives him a spear and then goes for the Uso splash, hits it, and like, he's done it. And then a masked individual pulls him out from his foot out the ring, and he's like, hey, what's going on? And then he gets super kicked. And then a person... Actually, no, he pulls him out. Then he takes off his mask. And he's like, it's Jimmy, his own damn twin brother. Then he gives Jey a super kick, throws him back in the ring.
Wait, and then the crowd then chant F words at Jimmy.
Yeah. Yeah. And Corey Graves even... At the end, Corey Graves even, like, started calling him, like, a piece of trash and who, like, scum of the earth. I was like, wow, man, that is...
Yeah.
Wow, yeah. And then, so... while Jey gets in the ring, kind of groggy and stuff, trying to sort himself out, Roman's facial expression here was awesome as well, because he sees Jimmy walking up the ramp, and he looks kind of like, wait, what? Yeah. Then he kind of sees that Jay's just stumbling, like, okay, cool, I've got this, and then spears him through a table.
Yeah.
Set up in the corner, pins him for the 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
And he remains the Universal Champion, also the tribal chief.
Yeah, so not that, I mean, the only logic that makes sense to me is if Jimmy Uso has Stockholm syndrome or he enjoys abuse, because when you have those matches, where the one tag team partner is going to turn on the other one, and because he's with the heels all along, okay? But then you just avoid having those people interact in the matches, because why would you fight the people that you're with just to turn on them? It don't make any sense. Yeah. So you're telling me Jimmy Uso, if he was in on this all along, he allowed himself to be put through the table by Soda Sikoa, yeah?
Yeah. No.
Just so then he could be the mole.
Yeah. I get that, but this is how I looked at it from listening to like what they were saying about the elders and stuff. Jimmy betrayed Jey because he believes, as much as he likes his brother, he can't be tribal chief because he's too emotional.
Okay.
And he's like, if you're tribal chief, the family's doomed. Roman as tribal chief, as much as I don't agree with it, is better for the family.
Then why do the thing that they did before earlier, where they're like, yeah, we'll double super kick Roman because we're brothers.
Yeah,
it's just one. It's one of those things that I know they have to go and explain it later, but in right now it doesn't make any sense. The logic.
It doesn't. But like,
and it's not like a cliffhanger thing where you're like, oh, what happens next? It's like now you have what you've done is now you have to tidy up stuff that you should have.
No, you shouldn't have to tidy it up.
Yeah. Well. who knows exactly? By the way, I know you're pointing out like the commentary said about Jimmy Uso.
Yeah.
But you could also play that Jimmy is jealous of Jey because he's main eventing and stuff like that, and he's getting title shots. And Jimmy, who's been at the side all along, never gets none of these chances. And then it's a separate storyline from the Tribal Chief storyline.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But there's loads of different things. It's just like, if this is a Tribal Chief problem, then why allow yourself to be put through the table or get beat up or that sort of thing.
Also, no, I don't think he allowed himself to do all that.
Yeah.
I reckon that he's also gonna say this because the view this happened to me.
Yeah. Okay.
That makes sense.
I can buy.
Yeah.
But then does he still side with Roman, or is
I don't think he's gonna side with Roman.
Yeah.
Because he's gonna. When he did all that stuff, he didn't interact with Roman or Solo, did he? He just done his thing and left.
Yeah, hopefully it becomes a separate Uso thing, because it just seems like, it doesn't quite make 100%. Here is the thing, though, in WWF, sometimes things don't make 100% sense, and they're just like, whatever.
No,
just continue.
Wrestling. You mean in wrestling in general? Yeah. There's things that are like, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Sure. It's like, oh, by the way, I ran you over with a car a couple of years ago, but let's be the 2-man power trip.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's
I tried to kill you by flipping the car over on you.
Yeah.
But we've become tag team champions. That's cool. Yeah. That's cool.
But like I said, it's wrestling in general, because it's like, as much as I love Bullet Club Gold, it makes no sense to me that actually not even just Bullet Club Gold. When Juice Robinson joined Bullet Club, makes no sense. Even to this day, it still makes no sense. But hey, we just pretend.
You were saying about that, by the way. I saw this clip where Jay White was talking with Dave Finley. No, not Juice Robinson. Sorry.
Yeah.
And the Guns.
Yeah.
And the comments underneath it were that, like, these are a bunch of himbos.
Yeah.
Jay's got the biggest brains of all of these people, and if you combine the Guns and Finn, what's it called? Juice Robinson's IQ, Jay's still smarter than all three of them.
They make a person. Yeah.
And then the combined IQ from the Guns and Juice Robinson's probably made up 90% of that IQ anyways.
Yeah.
But I enjoy the Guns being a bunch of jabronis.
Yeah.
Because it plays into a character. It gives them something,
Yeah.
to do.
But yeah, so we'll see. We'll see.
Oh, and that little that little segment had. Do you know about Card Blade?
What?
Card Blade.
No.
Okay, so it's Card Blade Jay Whiteboard because there was one episode of probably Collision that Jay White wasn't on.
Oh yeah, and they brought the cardboard him. Yeah,
and they called it Card Blade, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, there was people like, should it be Card Blade or Switchboard?
Yeah, that makes sense. But
anyways,
yes.
Anyways, moving on from that to this, because where does it? So we think the Usos are going to have their own feud going on.
Yeah, we're going to have their own feud going on for a while.
Yeah.
Well, it just makes it more of a civil war now, really, isn't it? Like, everyone's just against each other at this point.
Because then Roman might, Solo might say, "Oh, Roman, you look, I helped you defend so many times. I won my title shot as well."
Yeah, like,
they make a point. They make it a necessary point to say that Romans win by shenanigans all the time. I'm like, yeah, but he's held that title for so long.
Yeah.
And rarely does he ever win clean. And sometimes he wins clean against people that he probably should have shenanigans against. And then the people he does have shenanigans against, he could probably beat them clean.
But like, I feel like it's how I feel about the whole shenanigans thing. It makes him more of a hated person. So that's why you do it. Because it's like, this guy, he always ekes out these wins by shenanigans. He's not a real champ. See what I mean? Alright, so I'm
well,
okay
no, hold on. If it was our boy The Miz, right, I could get that. Yeah. First of all, he needs some credibility when they
Does
do
he?
that. But if they do the MJF or the Miz, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Whereas Roman's been dominating people since he came in.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, it's like that Universal title is kryptonite. It just depowers him.
No, I wouldn't say it deep house him. I don't know. It just, for me, it makes the story more better. Like him just being a dick and
Well, I think honestly, he needs to get some clean wins,
nah.
and then he can have some shenanigan wins as well. It's got to be even. It's got to even itself out.
Yeah, it kind of has, you know.
Well, I should say the majority of his wins have been the Usos helping him.
Yeah. Be fair, it was only Usos helped them with Brock,
Cody, Sami Zayn.
No,
Daniel Bryan,
he
maybe?
beat Sami Zayn clean.
No, he had interference there.
Did he?
There was interference. Yeah, there was interference.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, because Kevin Owens came out at the end as well.
That's at the end when they all come out at the end to beat him up.
Yeah. So
and then that's when Kevin Owens came out because he beat
I'm
Sami
pretty
clean.
sure though. I'm pretty sure there was interference when Sami Zayn beat Roman beat Sami Zayn.
Maybe I can't remember that, but yeah, but it's the same with MJF. Has he won clean? No.
Well, it depends on how you say clean. By the way, he has won within the matches of the rules, and he has won by himself. Now, how many of them were straight wins? Well, that's a different case.
Yeah. But I like the shenanigans.
I think it works. Look, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. When the shenanigans have to be 90% of your like, when Brock was beating up all the Usos and Roman, you're like, yeah. I mean, Roman's beating Brock by himself.
Yeah, but that's when everyone hated him. So
Are you saying Roman not only is the title his kryptonite, but he feeds on the hatred of the people
when
let me just finish my joke. Okay? Like a reverse spirit bomb. He gathers all the hate, even though he's the face, to power him up to win.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, it makes sense. Because because when all that time he beat Brock before, that's when he was a super baby face that everyone hated.
Yeah.
So, to make everyone hate him more, he's got to use people to beat him. Yeah, it's,
Yeah, when people like him, like, as in, we're enjoying his character now, yeah? I know he's meant to be a face, but we're kind of enjoying him be as a heel. So he's not a cool heel, necessarily, but he's not definitely a despicable heel, right?
Yeah.
So the less hate we have for Roman, the less powerful he is, it seems, right?
That's with, like, most great heels, isn't it?
Wow, yeah. I suppose.
If you don't hate them, they are powerless.
Yeah. So this event, I would say, does conclude some feuds. Do you think that Logan Paul and Ricochet will continue something, or do you think kind of that was the cap on that?
That was cap on that. Because I don't think the next time we see Logan Paul would be probably
Royal Rumble, maybe.
Royal Rumble,
Survivor Series,
the Saudi Arabia show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So one.
Yeah, you don't think Survivor Series?
Maybe.
Well, in the Survivor Series 8-man tag match, elimination, something like that. So then he could get to do something and then get out of there. Not necessarily that. It's just like these things take a toll on him because he's not used to it.
Yeah, but you get.
So you could have them.
He does.
You could have him
3 or 4 months in between matches. So
yeah,
you don't need.
Yeah.
And I don't think they'll pay him to be in a 6-man tag. Like, probably the money they're paying him. That's why he has these lengthy matches, because you'll get your money's worth.
True. It's true.
Yeah.
Cody and Brock are done for their feud for now.
Yeah, that's done.
Cody going for a title shot, you reckon?
Well,
do you reckon? Oh, sorry.
From watching the press conference, he said he wants to go back to. He wants to rectify something that happened earlier this year. So he's somehow gonna get to Roman at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, which by the way is like 6 months away. So how are they going to stall Cody until then?
Yeah, they got ways, I reckon.
Yeah, they could injure him, quote unquote, and put him out for months.
Nah, they won't do that. I reckon he'll probably have a weird thing with. Actually, I don't know when Braun Strowman's coming back, and if he comes back, he'll be a heel. Yeah, it could use that. Could be interesting.
Well, they could just set up something tomorrow on Mondays. You know, you just be like, I bring Brock. There's now I'm on to Roman. There's no one can be defeat to stop my progress, whatever it is, and then you have whoever come out saying, "Well, you didn't do it."
Yeah, they'll long it out and they'll figure out a way to do it.
You don't think that LA Knight's you think LA Knight? So the SummerSlam Battle Royal wasn't for a title.
No.
But you reckon that LA Knight is going to get a title shot anyways?
Yeah.
Makes sense. I think it makes sense.
Yeah.
Wait, a US title shot?
Yeah, because he's on SmackDown, so it's Austin Fury. So yeah. Well, I keep on Austin Fury. Austin Theory.
Yeah.
Austin Theory, not Fury. Yeah.
All right, Shayna and Ronda. You reckon there's going to be another match in there somewhere?
Yeah.
I reckon
it's weird to just end a feud with one match.
Yeah, the thing is, I think, I don't know where Ronda Rousey's contract is, but what they probably should do is, if they have another match, do it as a wrestling match and go at it really quick, really fast.
Yeah.
And just like not power moves all the way, but like your big moves.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They got to do.
I know they're more like for submission stuff, but just hit big and get out of there. Not in a bad way, but
I get what you mean.
Leave it with people who remember stuff.
Yeah, because they're both capable of doing that. So
yeah.
We'll see. But I don't think it's over. But if it is, wow, okay. Sure.
Right. Drew and Gunther, you don't think there's going to be another?
Maybe.
Well, he could always argue, yes, you beat me there, but if there was, how definitive was it?
Yeah.
Kind of though, it was enough to beat a feud ender.
Yeah, it was enough. Like, this one of the rare matches, like, yeah, that could end here. I'll be like, okay, makes sense. But they could also take it further.
Yeah.
But then
we'll see. We'll see about that, because that's one of those ways. Like you've got time to do other things.
Yeah.
With it, even though technically they've been feuding since WrestleMania, because that's when they were having that. Sheamus was also in that, right?
Yeah. So we'll see.
Even though Drew disappeared for a while.
Yeah.
And he took the pin during that one as well.
Oh, he did, didn't it? Yeah. Forgot about
that. Seth Rollins, Finn Balor. Do you reckon there's going to be? He'll probably have. I reckon there's going to be a continuation of the Judgment Day feud.
Yeah,
maybe not definitive with Balor, but he's still going to be feuding with Judgment Day.
Yeah.
Maybe Dom will get a title shot next, because you know how it is, right? You can't have the Money in the Bank title briefcase holder lose.
Yeah.
Well, you could, right? But Dirty Dom can take the heel heat. He can lose.
He can take the loss as well. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think that feud is still gonna go somehow.
I think as far as the women's title picture does look, there's many different feuds that could come out of this. And I think all of the ladies in here will probably get a title shot.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Or they'll feud amongst themselves. Yeah. Something.
And even Bayley will probably try and sneak one in.
Yeah.
Bayley, like, I helped you take these people out, so you can reward me with a title shot, because we're friends, right?
Yeah, friends. Yeah. So that's gonna somehow come.
And we're saying about the undisputed title picture. Roman will probably move on to, like, he's finished. I want to say, this is a feud ender title match, but what it is it will move Jey away from the title picture. Yeah. Unless
it'll move away from the title picture, but I still think he will be still involved in the Bloodline storyline, but he'll be away from the title picture. Yeah.
There's a couple of things they could do if they are going to extend. If they could have Jimmy and Jey feud by themselves, right? That's probably one way they're going to go to remove them from the activities of it. Or you do a triple threat with Roman, Jey, and Jimmy.
Yeah.
And then you probably get into that Bloodline 4-way match.
Yeah.
At some point as well, because Solo will probably help Roman, get speared again,
Yeah.
and be like, no, I want a title match as well.
Yeah, but I'm done.
Either that, or they just go to the 4-way straight away. But then everyone can branch off their own feuds with each other.
Yeah. And still be involved at the same time. Yeah.
Until they transition to different feuds between themselves. And then we'll find out who's going to be the next challenger for Roman. Who's not Cody Rhodes quite yet.
Yeah. Trying to think. It'd be someone who's on SmackDown. I can't remember who's on SmackDown. But yeah. We'll see.
Yeah, so altogether, mostly good. Yep.
Yeah, mostly good. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. It was a good mid-of-the-year pay-per-view. Yeah.
Yeah, and I suggest you watch Cody and Brock again, because I don't know how.
No, it's a split.
Maybe though, you got the version that wasn't. Did you watch it later than I did, right?
Yeah.
So maybe I got the version that wasn't quite edited yet.
Yeah, probably.
Because they probably just used close-ups.
So
you couldn't see. Brock's shorts maybe.
Yeah, I'll check that. But I don't know if they'll even bother edit that out. Like, what's the point?
Yeah, because it wasn't exactly. Nothing got exposed.
Yeah, it's not like you see his junk. Yeah, so
exactly. You see his Y fronts, but not his junks.
Yeah,
and they were black anyways. So
yeah, we'll see.
Okay. So I am the man who dressed like Wolverine. CY Chung.
And I am the man who had the crowd saying his name, LA Night. And thank you all for listening to us review WWE's SummerSlam 2023. Have you watched it? And if you enjoyed it, let us know. And you can do that, boy. Leaving a comment in the comment section if you're watching it on YouTube. Or you can leave us a tweet or a Instagram comment in the selection there. And if you don't know where to find us on those platforms, it's all in the description, so check that out. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Follow us on YouTube. And give us a 5-star review if you can. It'll be very nice of you. So, yes. And until next time, guys, I'd like to thank you all for taking the trip with us around the multiverse. Bye.
Bye.